Welcome to Sacred Womanhood with Sarah. I'd like to share with you a little bit about my journey, who I am, why I'm doing this, how I got here. My mom used to love to tell me the story of my birth. She would say, "You just slipped right out." And apparently that was true because I was born 8 weeks early. I weighed 4 pounds, 1.5 ounces. And I was strong. I was healthy and strong. I had to stay in the hospital for about 10 days because I couldn't regulate my body temperature. So I was on a heaterator. Apart from that, I was a-okay, ready for life. I would say my childhood was challenging. My mom got sick with breast cancer when I was 8 years old. My parents divorced when I was 13. And my mom died shortly after I turned 18, the night before my high school graduation. I then went on to undergrad and I did the thing. I was miserable. I was able to do the learning, but I was also drinking too much, smoking too much marijuana, eating my emotions, not taking good care of myself. When I finished undergrad, I didn't really know what I wanted to do. I was living in Colorado Springs at the time with my uncle, and I Googled. Somehow the Peace Corps came up, and I was like, that sounds incredible. I applied. Within 3 months after submitting my application, I was on an airplane to be a health volunteer in the Dominican Republic. While I was there, I was able to grieve the loss of my mom. I had been a dancer when I was younger, and then a gymnast and a cheerleader in high school. And one of the Peace Corps volunteers offered to lead yoga sessions in the mornings before our training. And I was like, oh, great. I want to do yoga. I like to stretch. I like to move my body. Let's see what it's all about. And I remember after she led us through yoga one morning, after training that day, I went home back to my host family's house and I just cried. And I was like, what is going on? And then it happened again, yoga in the morning before training, back to the host family's house. When we were finished with the day, I cried again. And I was like, there's something to this yoga. It's doing something to me. And I think I finally faced myself and my grief while I was a Peace Corps volunteer. I also read close to 200 books in my time there, and I decided to apply to graduate school. My mom was a social worker, and the Peace Corps had a fellowship program with the University of Maryland School of Social Work. I applied for the fellowship and I didn't get it, but I was very bold and brave and asked to meet with the dean. So I drove from New York to meet with the dean in Maryland, and he offered me in-state tuition. And I was like, amazing, that's where I'll go. Can't wait. I have a master's degree in social work, and during my training as a social worker during grad school, when I was learning the DSM, it was challenging for me because I noticed that with some of the diagnoses, I wanted to really be able to treat people holistically. I found an incredible yoga training in therapeutic yoga and took that certification to combine the two to help with the mental health with talking. And now I'm EMDR certified, which is amazing and a really powerful therapeutic technique. But I wanted to really be able to include the body because I know that we store things in our bodies. And if we're doing just talk therapy, we're missing a lot. Back to the story, yoga training, and then I'm a mom of 5. So that means I had a lot of pregnancies and gave birth a lot of times. So I did prenatal yoga training, and then I did fertility yoga training. I also did a training in a childbirth class, and then went on to create my own yoga inclusive childbirth class series. So that's the personal and the professional together to give you a picture of who I am. Like I said, I'm a mom of 5. I'm actually a single mom of 5. I ended up leaving my marriage because it wasn't working anymore. Without revealing too many details, it was no longer a good fit. The reason for starting this channel now is the universe has been telling me to do this for a very long time. Finally, I listened, and I think I was able to receive the message now because my mom died a month and a half after she turned 45. I will be turning 45 in 3 months in June of 2025. If you're watching this at any other time, June 2025, 45. I love to support women in feeling like their best selves in every phase of their life. I find it also powerful, and the anchors that I've seen can ground us and help us step into our best selves through all of those phases are connecting with your breath, looking at what your thought patterns are and your behavior patterns and questioning if they serve you, and if they don't serve you, doing the work to untangle those neural pathways and create new ones that do serve who you desire to be. And it all happens one breath at a time. I'm here to support you on this journey in this sanctuary of space and the community that will be created through us, the sisterhood, because I've seen throughout my life my female friendships, my sister friends, I call them, they sustain me. Nothing is more special in my mind than female friendships that uplift you when you're having a challenging time, support you when things are great. And it's my intention for this channel to create a global community of sister friends. So here we are. Welcome. That's a little bit about me, why I do the work, and of course the professional trainings that I've completed, so you know where I'm coming from and the lens that I'm looking through. And life has been an adventure for me, and I hope that together we create even more beauty in the world and share it with those around us who need it. Thanks so much for being here and for taking your time to watch this video. Bye.